Why do 97% of men lose in their divorce? Well, it's a question that has troubled me for years now. It's literally something I've obsessed over. Why? Well, I was beaten badly in my divorce. I mean, crushed. How badly? Well, my divorce cost me $380,000 in legal bills, 4 years of my life, and probably most importantly, the loss of my daughter. Amazing, right? And who won in all this? Well, divorce lawyers did. Sad, right? $380,000 my daughter will never see for an education or something useful. Don't think this can happen to you? Well, maybe you're right. Maybe you'll be one of the small percentage of guys that ends up okay. Maybe you're going to be the lucky 3%. But statistically speaking, you won't be. True, I don't know your situation, but what I do know is that divorce is an ugly process, one that will push you to the edge, financially, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and if you have children, they will definitely be feeling the pain as well. After having studied this for so many years, it all comes down to this. There's only one surefire way to lose. It's why 97% of men lose their cases. It's because they don't have a plan. Seems overly simplistic, right? Well, maybe it is, but it's the one thing that dooms men right from the very start. I'm not sure what your story is. In fact, I don't even know you. But what I do know is this. If you walk into your divorce without a game plan, you're going to lose. If you walk into this thinking that this is all going to go smoothly, well, you're probably kidding yourself. No plan means failure. I'm living proof of this. The reason I've studied this area so much is primarily because I got screwed so badly. I had no clue what I was doing. 4 years of lawyers, accountants, being deposed, every day watching my nest egg get eaten away by lawyers, all under the watchful eye of a bitter and angry ex-wife, intent on revenge. The other reason I've studied this area is a sincere desire to help other men. See, because what I believe is that most men get screwed in divorce. The system is designed to screw us. Judges are typically biased towards women. We normally end up with having to pay most of the legal bills. We lose half of our assets, assets that we worked for. Normally, we are expected to move out of the house, and normally, we end up without our children. So my motivation is simple, really. Help as many men as I possibly can, because I know that one trick, one strategy, one way of conducting yourself through your divorce can literally change your life. I know I could have used these tricks in my own divorce. Listen, if one thing I teach you means that you can save an hour on the phone with your lawyer, that means you're going to save $300. If one thing I can teach you means that you can cut a year back in alimony payments, you're going to save thousands. If one thing I can teach you means that you can spend more time with your children, well, what's that really worth? You see, my goal is to arm you with as much knowledge, with as much firepower as I possibly can, so that you end up a winner, not like most men that simply lose. You don't get a chance to do this over again, and it's insanely difficult to fix past mistakes. Why not go into this process armed with knowledge and techniques that are going to help you win? That's why I wrote this guide. Think of it this way. I spent $380,000 in 4 years of my life. I've interviewed over 20 divorced men so I could pass this knowledge on to you. I know that if I can help one father keep his child, if I can help one man save one single dollar out of the hands of a divorce lawyer, or save one guy the thousands of hours I spent with anger, frustration, guilt, and more, then I've succeeded. DivorcedDad Survival Guide was written by a man, me, for men. I broke it down into easy to understand chapters, and I even created an audio portion so you could listen to the advice instead of reading it. The biggest thing is this. If you don't think what I'm teaching you is valuable, pay nothing. It's risk-free. So I'm certain I can teach you something that you will absolutely need in your divorce, that I'm not worried about you returning it. I'm certain that I can teach you something in this area. Listen, I went into this knowing nothing, and I guarantee you're going to get run over if you know nothing. Most of the advice that you're going to hear out there is going to come from friends, family, and perhaps worst of all, a lawyer. And I can tell you from experience, most of it will either be flat out wrong or it's going to set you back even further. So do yourself a huge favor and pick this up. Like I said, I've spent more money, more time than should be humanly possible learning the hard way. Put your email address to the right, and if you do, I'm going to send you or share with you some free secrets in a special report that I wrote. You'll be happy you did, and thanks so much for listening.